How do you get the best possible sound on saxophone? Sound is everything. If you listen to any player which have kind of a name in the business, they sound great. The sound, just pure listening to the pure sound, it's just like, wow, this is really nice. The first thing people listen to when they hear you play or any other saxophone player, they listen to your sound. So it's very, very, very important to have great sound. Things that goes through people's mind when they listen to you as a player. Is your sound thin? Is it thick? Is it fat? Is it nice? Is it deep? Is it warm? Is it cold? All these aspects sits in your sound alone. It is very, very important that you listen to your own sound on the saxophone and that your own sound inspires you to play. And inspiring sound is what gets you to play more. Every day and every time you're inspired by this sound, you go pick the saxophone up, you go practice, you go play a gig. It's inspiring to you, and when it's inspiring to you, you probably also inspire other people to listen to you. In this video, I'll tell you some of the ways you can practice your sound and show you some exercises and some mind tricks I do to keep the sound where I like it to be. Hi, I'm Søren and welcome to Søren's online saxophone lessons. My focus in these videos is to get the best out of you as a saxophone player. If you're getting a lot of value out of my lessons, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also subscribe to my newsletter on my website. Thank you very much. When you have a great sound, it gets much easier to play. You don't have to do so much as a player. The sound carries your lines, your music, and that becomes a part of you that you are trusting in this sound, and that just takes the music to the people. How do you get a great sound? I started listening to players with great sound. So almost everyone in the business have great sound. You know, Dexter Gordon, Coltrane, Kenny G even have a good sound. Well, it's very produced. Okay, well. Start listening to players whom you think have a great sound and start copying any aspects of their playing as much as you can. I, for example, very much like Coltrane's sound. And many times when I play, I have his sound in my mind and my ears when I'm playing. How I got closer to Coltrane's sound and incorporated his sound into my playing was basically listening a lot to him and copying and copying and copying as many of his solos and albums as I could. The method is, first I choose a track where I think the sound is the most remarkable. For example, the album Coltrane Plays the Blues, track 1, Blues for Elvis. You can hear it here in the background. I then focus on what Coltrane has in his sound that I would like to incorporate in my sound. One of the aspects I really like of Coltrane's playing is how the high tones is so clear and so powerful. What I also really like is the overtones in his sound and how the high is in almost all of his notes, all the way on the horn. When I get to the point of playing along, I try to imitate as much as I can and go as closely to the sound of Coltrane as I possibly can. Headphones on and make the most exact copy of his sound. I do my best to make an exact copy of what I hear. By listening to myself and continuously compare the sound of myself to the sound of Coltrane, I automatically get closer to his sound. A very important thing you should bear in mind when you're doing this process. Think about how your abdomen, how you blow air into the saxophone. Are you blowing air from your abdomen, from your belly? So deep down in your lungs, you have to push the air up. breathe deep and blow a strong airflow from the abdomen, you also get a strong sound, a big sound, because you blow more air through the saxophone. You can definitely hear the difference when you blow with a strong abdomen and a fast airflow, or a weak abdomen and a weak airflow. First example with a weak airflow and low pressure. When I blow like this, I almost put no pressure on. But when I blow with a strong airflow with a tight abdomen, I can get much more sound even if I play soft. With the strong airflow and the fast airspeed, I get much more high into my sound. It's just like I get much more focused sound. When you become aware of this, you can always choose to play with a better sound. One of the other things you can focus on when trying to better your sound is just listen to yourself. Listen and focus on your own sound. How do you sound? A very efficient way to better your own sound is focusing on it and listening to it in all aspects of your playing. When you practice your technique, when you practice the tune, you can make your tone the focus point. Let me give an example on how you can get a better sound just practicing a major scale. E major. When I'm playing this exercise and my focus is on sound, I play it rather slow, maybe even rubato with no timing. That means I can focus on my sound completely. If you have to bring your focus to sound, there's a few steps you can easily take to do this. Stand up with a good posture, take your shoulders back, have a straight back and relax in your knees. Concentrate when you blow into the saxophone on what you hear. Just concentrate on that sound. Listen to and focus on what you're going to play and think about it. I'm going to play this with a great sound. Make sure you play with a good, strong airflow into the saxophone. Take a deep breath and play the exercise. The exercise is thirds in E major. Are you satisfied with your sound? If you're not, do it again, try it again. What are you not satisfied about? For example, if I have to go again, I'll think about I want more high in my sound. I need more pressure. I don't need to play louder, I just need more pressure. And already then you hear that I get a more focused sound, I get more high in my sound. I'll try that again with a lot of pressure. Remember to play the exercise so there's no technical difficulties for you. No problems with the fingers or your mind. You just play the notes so you can focus entirely on the sound. What I also did, repeat the exercise. Keep repeating the same things so you know that here you can better your sound. You know what is my good sound and you want that sound. Keep repeating yourself. I tend to make a little checklist, a little step list in my head. So like 6 steps I can go through. Begin with standing up, what I just said. Straight back, relaxed knees. Concentrate on what you hear. Listen and focus on what you're going to play. Make sure you're focused on a strong airflow that you can blow fast air into your saxophone. Take a deep breath and play the exercise. I'm just running step 1 till 6 now before I start to play, and then I'll play the exercise thirds in the E major scale. Every time you run through this exercise, you'll get a better sound if you have these 6 focus points before you play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boom, play the exercise. With a better airstream through the saxophone, you will get a better sound automatically. Just bring the focus to your abdomen, just bring the focus to the airstream, focus your sound far away. That's where you need to reach. When you have a good airstream, a good sound, all the technicalities in your fingers will just happen very much easier. Another great exercise which I had a lot of benefit from is comparing notes to each other. When you listen to a low note on the saxophone, the C, you use the whole saxophone, the whole body of the saxophone to make that sound. That means the whole saxophone resonates for you. This is one of the best tones to try. How does the saxophone sound? Of course, there are differences also with the different notes, but that's what we're going to compare now. Start with playing a low, fat C. You hear that it resonates in the whole saxophone. Play the note a few times so you get used to it. So this is how great your saxophone sounds. Remember to focus on your abdomen. Take your time, listen to the note, listen to how the sound of that C sounds. Now focus exactly on how big that sound is and how big you can make it. If you just start imagining that you have a bigger sound, so feel it in your body, make a bigger sound. So let's try it. What I'm doing is I open my mouth, I open my throat, I open up to blow more air through the saxophone. I'll now play a D. Compare the C, the fat C note, to a low D note. Run a little bit back and forth between the notes. So between the C and the D, back to the C to get that big sound on both notes. So I try to pull that big fat sound on the C up towards the B. Feel the same bigness, the fat sound, and feel big when you play it. Feel like you're projecting away from yourself. Keep moving these two notes back and forth till you really have the same sound on both notes. Another step you can take to do more for your sound is go lower, use even more of the body of the saxophone. I'm going down to the B and the B flat. So you start with the C. Go further onto the B. B flat. Get a good grip on the saxophone, because you have to push with your pinky, so get a good grip. Keep blowing air into the saxophone from your abdomen. Keep focusing on that big sound. You have the B flat, the B and the C as reference on this is great sound. Then you can compare that to other notes on the saxophone. For example, the chromatic scale. I'll start with the C again. Compare it to the C sharp. Starting to compare the C sharp with the D. Try to play a little bit up the scale, the chromatic scale. So C, C sharp, D, D sharp. When you have moved this around a few times, you get the same sound in that area. You just start moving it slowly upwards on the saxophone. Remember, the focus is the big sound. That was the C major scale. Compare it, go slowly over the whole reach. Every note counts, so focus on the individual sound of every note. There are so many exercises for sound for the saxophone. I will definitely get back with more videos about this. Subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up to date with these great exercises. You can also support me by subscribing to my newsletter on my website. In my newsletter, I'll keep you up to date with all the developments I have in new YouTube tutorials, but I'll also keep you up to date on the new products I bring out on my website. Of course, it's all about saxophone and music. If you have any questions about saxophone, about the sound, about my videos, or about any of my products, you can always leave a comment underneath, or you can find my information on my website. Have a good time, play music, and have fun. Thank you very much.